What's up, guys? What's good? First and foremost, I gotta say thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me and just rocking with me since day one, guys. As you can see, guys, you already know what this is, the video NFL scores and recaps. Um, this is week 10, actually. I'm gonna also do week 11. I'm a little behind, but ain't no problem. We about to get caught back up. But, yeah, I'm about to get started. Okay, so for week 10, first game we got is the Giants and my team, the Panthers. The Giants at 17 and the Panthers at 20 in the final overtime, and we got that dub. Um, Passing yards, Daniel Jones 22 for 37, 190 yards with 2 interceptions. Bryce Young 15 for 25, 126 yards with 1 touchdown. Okay, Tyrone Tracy Jr. for rushing yards, 18 carries, 103 yards with 1 touchdown. Chuba Hubbard at 28 carries, 153 yards with 1 touchdown. Receiving yards, we got Wandale Robinson, 5 receptions, 51 yards. And then my team, the Panthers, got Jalen Coker with 3 receptions and 41 yards, and we came out with that dub. Patriots and the Bears. I said Bears. Patriots. Patriots and the Bears. Hold up, guys. My phone is tripping. Sorry. 1 second. Okay, so we got the Patriots and the Bears. Patriots at 19. The Bears had 3. Drake May, passing yards 15 for 25, 184 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Caleb Williams was 16 for 30, 120 yards. Rushing yards, we got, I never get his name right. Rodre Stevenson, I guess. 20 carries, 74 yards. DeAndre Swift had 16 carries, 59 yards. Receiving yards, we got Austin Hooper, 3 receptions, 64 yards, and Keenan Allen with 5 receptions. 5 receptions and 44 yards. And the Patriots came up on top against the Bears. Next game we have 49ers and the Buccaneers. 49ers at 23. The Buccaneers at 20. Brock Purdy was 25 for 36, 353 yards with 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield was 18 for 29, 116 yards with 1 touchdown. Rushing yards, we got Christian McCaffrey, 13 carries, 39 yards. Bucky Irvin had 13 carries, 73 yards with 1 touchdown. Receiving yards, we got Juwan Jennings, 7 receptions, 93 yards. And Rashid White, 6 receptions, 39 yards with 1 touchdown. And the Buccaneers came up short against the 49ers. Next game we got is the Chiefs and the Broncos. Bo Nix, passing yards 22 for 30, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pat Mahomes was 28 for 42, 266 yards with 1 touchdown. Rushing yards, we got Edric Estimi. I'm sorry if I mispronounce his name. He had 14 carries, 53 yards, and he had Kareem Hunt had 14 carries with 35 yards. Receiving yards, Cortland Sutton, 6 receptions, 70 yards with 1 touchdown. And Kareem Hunt, he had 7 receptions with 65 yards. And the Broncos came up short, 14-16. I personally do not like the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs, so yeah. But the Chiefs won against the Broncos. Next game. The Bills Bills and the Colts. Bills had 30, Colts had 20. Josh Allen passing yards 22 for 37, 280 yards with 2 interceptions. Joe Flacco 26 for 35, 272 yards with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. James Cook rushing yards was 19 carries, 80 yards with 1 touchdown. Jonathan Taylor was 21 carries with 114 yards. Receiving yards, we got Mac Hollins, 4 receptions, 86 yards. And Alec Pierce with 4 receptions, 81 yards, and 1 touchdown. And the Bills came up with the dub against the Colts. Next game we got is probably one of the best games of the week, from week 10. Steelers versus the Commanders. Steelers had 28, Commanders fell short with 27. Russell Wilson 14 for 28, 195 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Jalen Daniels had 17 for 34, 202 yards. Rushing yards, you got Jaylen Warren, 14 carries with 66 yards, and Austin Ekeler with 13 carries, 44 yards with 2 touchdowns. Receiving yards, you got George Pickens with 5 receptions, 91 yards, 1 touchdown. Terry McLaurin with 5 receptions and 113 yards. Sorry, guys. And yeah, the Steelers came up with that dub. Next game, we got the Vikings versus the Jaguars. Vikings had 12, Jaguars had 7. Make sure it's right. Yeah. Vikings had 12, Jaguars had 7. Passing yards, Sam Darnold was 24 for 38, 241 yards with 3 interceptions. God dog. And then Mac Jones plays for the Jaguars. I ain't gonna lie, I have not been watching the Jaguars play, and that is one of my teams I like to watch. But yeah, I didn't realize Mac Jones was the quarterback for them now. That's crazy. But he was 14 for 22, 111 yards with 2 interceptions. Rushing yards, they got Aaron Jones, 17 carries with 88 yards, and Travis Etienne Jr., 11 carries, 44 yards. TJ Hawkinson had 8 receptions, 72 yards. Wow. Evan Ingram had 6 carries with 40 yards, and my Jaguars came up short. Next game we got is the Saints versus the Falcons. Falcons fell short. So Falcons had 17, the Saints had 20. Kirk Cousins, 23 for 38, 306 yards with 1 interception. Derek Carr was 16 for 25, 269 yards with 2 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson, 20 carries, 116 yards with 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara had 17 carries with 55 yards. Drake London's receiving yards, he had 8 receptions, 97 yards. Marquez Valdez Scantling, 3 receptions, 109 yards with 2 touchdowns. And the Saints came with the dub. Next we got is the Titans and the Chargers. The Titans had 17 while the Chargers had 27. Will Levis was 18 for 23, 175 yards with 2 touchdowns. Josh Herbert was 14 for 18, 164 yards with 1 touchdown. Rushing yards to Jay Spears, 7 carries, 47 yards. Gus Edwards had 10 carries, 55 yards. Calvin Ridley was 5 receptions, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Lad McConkey had 2 receptions, 52 yards. And the Chargers beat the Saints by 10 points. Next, we got the Jets and the Cardinals. The Jets fell short 6-31. To the Cardinals, Aaron Rodgers threw 22 for 35, 151 yards. Kyler Murray was 22 for 24, 266 yards with 1 touchdown. Rushing yards, we got Bryce Hall, 10 carries, 52 yards. Trey Benson, 10 carries with 62 yards. And then you got Garrett Wilson, 5 receptions, 41 yards. And James Conner had 5 receptions, 80 yards. And the Jets just could not seem to score. It was a blowout. Next, we got the Eagles and the Cowboys. Excuse me, I just got off work. Next game, Eagles and the Cowboys. Eagles had 34, Cowboys had 6. Them Cowboys stink. Jalen Hurts was 14 for 20, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Cooper Rush, 13 for 23, 45 yards. Saquon Barkley was 14 for 66. Rico Dowd, 12 carries, 53 yards. And then we had A.J. Brown with 5 receptions, 109 yards. Jake Ferguson had 4 receptions, 24 yards. And them Cowboys got blew out. How about that? Next game. Next game we got is the Lions versus the Texans. Lions is going crazy this year. Jared Goff, 15 for 30, 240 yards with 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. God dog. CJ Stroud, 19 for 33, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs, 19 carries, 71 yards. Joe Mixon, 25 carries, 46 yards with 1 touchdown. Sam Laporta, 3 receptions, 66 yards with 1 touchdown. And John Mechie III, 5 receptions, 74 yards with 1 touchdown. And the Lions barely beat the Texans, and it was by 3 points. Alright, my last game for week 10 we got is Dolphins versus the Rams. Dolphins at 23, Rams at 15. Okay, Tua had 20 for 28, 207 yards with 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Matt Stafford, 32 for 46, 293 yards with 1 interception. Devon Achane, 12 carries, 37 yards. And Kyren Williams, 15 carries, 62 yards. Jalen Waddle, 3 receptions, 57 yards. And Puka Nacua had 9 receptions, 98 yards. And the Dolphins beat the Rams 23-15. that's all for week 10. I'm gonna be uploading week 11 soon. I know I'm kind of like a little behind, but thank you guys for staying tuned, and thank you for supporting me. I gotta always mention that because, yeah. Oh yeah, and I gotta close it out with my